How is everybody on Saturday? Well, I've had a few questions on when to feed and when not to feed. Well, I'll tell you what I do. I don't feed in the spring. I'll start feeding about now, which is August. I could have started feeding last month. I just haven't gotten around to it. I do have friends that feed year-round. I have one friend that I know, he spends $50,000 a year just in corn syrup. So I'll feed between July-ish up until around November, and then I quit. And then I won't even feed them through, January, February-ish. Our nectar starts coming in somewhere right around the second or third week of February. By then that's spring, and they're about to blow up anyways in those boxes. But I'll show you a couple of ways that you can feed, and what I've tried, and what works and what doesn't work. The reason why some people will feed year-round is they want to push the bees. That's one way of manipulating the bees is feeding them and making them work for you 24/7. But if you're a hobbyist, you got just a handful of bees, you probably won't want to push your bees. You just want to make sure they've got food. But like I said, it all depends on what you want to do with your bees. You have to figure out what you want to do, and then you go from there. If you want to push your bees, you feed them all the time. If you don't, then you feed them when they need food. I get enough nectar where I'm at, where those bees in the spring and up until about the end of June, 1st of July, food kind of gets really scarce. It's out there, but it's not a lot of food. And that's more than enough to push my bees to do what I want them to do, because I couldn't keep up with them any other way. Remember, I'm just one man right now, and I am pushing almost 300 boxes. This is one method you can do. It's got a screw-on lid. You can screw it on. It gets airtight. You can put. You can see that. You can go diagonal right below this lip, and you can put screw holes in there. You can go below this lip right here and go on a diagonal and get it below this lip right here, and you can actually go around every little crevice. As you can see, this is a Home Depot bucket, you can tell. It's got little grooves, little dividers in it to give this lip some strength. But you can actually put one screw hole and make them fairly small. I mean, smaller than you can almost break the bit. That's how small the bit hole should be. But the downfall on this right here is the reason why I don't use these. They will feed your bees, but they feed very slowly. Once this bucket pulls suction, that corn syrup does not want to come out. Yes, the bees can still feed and put their little tongue in each one of these holes and pull out what they need. But if you've got a couple thousand bees around here, they're fighting over one little hole. Even though there's one little hole, there may be 40 holes or 30 holes around here. That's not enough to feed a yard full of bees. They're just not taking it in fast enough. So this will work for a homeowner, or a hobbyist that's got, say, 10 boxes of bees, maybe 20 at the most, but this does not work for me. What works for me is this right here. This lid goes right on, snaps on, and it's not airtight, but it keeps rainwater out. And you can see that I put little holes, one on each side. It's not quite a little hole, I can almost put my hand through it. It don't take but a second to cut these out. So what you want to do is fill it about, well, depends on how much you want to feed. I could probably put 3 gallons in here, and within 2 or 3 hours, it's gone. Now that's the way I want to feed. what I normally do is I'll pull all the pine straw out. You can use pine straw or pine needles, hay straw, something like that. But I'll put 2 or 3 gallons in here, and which would be, you know, somewhere in here, about this much in the bottom. You can actually put as much as you want. Then I'll put about this much, 2-3 inches of pine straw, and I'll sprinkle it on. Make sure you get the corners real well, and that pine straw will give the bees something to stand on, land on. They won't come flying in the bucket. What they're going to do is they're going to come in this hole, and then they are going to walk down the sides, and then they're going to get on the hay or whatever you put in here. Then they'll go down and walk down the hay and suck up the corn syrup and then climb back out and fly out. For me, this is the best way. I get very little dead bees, very few dead bees. So when it's empty, I'll go in and I'll pick up the pine straw and I'll set it down. I'll refill it, grab the pine straw, pick it back up, and I'll sprinkle it back around again. The reason why I do that is because I don't want to get the top of the corn syrup all sticky and wet, because the more the bees get sticky and wet, the less time it's going to take them to get back to the beehive. This way here they can keep their feet dry. They really don't like their feet getting wet. So this works out pretty well. So that's basically how I can answer when you can feed and when you cannot feed. But I tell you what, if I were to put one of these out here in my yard come spring, bees won't touch it. Bees will not touch this. I could put food on top of my beehive. They might touch it, but it might take them a month or 2 to take in a half a gallon of corn syrup because there's food coming and going. They'd rather have that than corn syrup. So I hope that answers your questions about when to feed and when not to feed. It's basically you have to decide on what you want to do with your bees. Right now my bees are kind of shy on food. I've caught up with my work, so now I'm going to push my bees. I'm going to feed them up until now and fall, and then I'm done. And as I'm feeding for the rest of this year, I'll show you what a beehive looks like when it's got too much food in it. I'll show you how to take care of that. So I hope that helps y'all out. Both ways work. Jars work. Depends on what you want to do, what you can afford to do. But the important thing is what you want to do with your bees. And the very important thing is make sure they have food. When you go in a box and you see 1 frame of food or 2 frames of food, and you've got, say, 10 boxes of bees, and you really don't want to grow your bees too much, that's fine. As long as they got food, that's fine. So basically in the wintertime is you got to make sure you don't have 4 or 5 frames of food in there. That's too much food for the bees to actually eat by spring, and it's too much food for them to keep that colony warm in the winter, especially in a 10 frame box. So when we get to that point, I'll show you exactly what I do and how I can maximize the amount of food that they use through the winter. And come winter, the end of winter, they will be just about out of food, but yet they will have grown into that 10 frame box so they can make it through winter, and it'll be a full 10 frame box by the time fall gets here. And I mean by the time spring gets here. Alright, well, that's about all I can think of, and it is Saturday around 12 o'clock, and I believe today is 9/11. The 11th, I'm sure. I'm not sure, but I think today's the 11th. But anyways, y'all have a good day. Go to the beach, or get on your boat, go to the lake, go fishing, go to the swimming pool, go get you an ice cream, and have a good day. Alright, I'll see y'all next time. Thank you.